Hey Hoffman Hawks, welcome back to our online lesson of Big Six Research Model. We are getting into the conclusion, so let's go ahead and get started. Now in this part of our online lesson, we are going to get into the details of what the Big Six Research Model is. So once again, this is Mrs. Kirk, your librarian here at Hoffman, and our objective has stayed the same, which is I can identify and apply the Big Six Model in order to complete my research project. So at this point, you're probably wondering, what is the Big Six Model? So, step one, you have to look at what the assignment says, and you have to decide what is it asking you to do. It helps if you're able to rewrite what you have to do in your own words to make it personal and make it more meaningful for yourself. And then you have to think about what things will you need to help you complete this research project. In step two, this is the information seeking strategies. This is where you're going to start deciding what resources will you need to help you complete your project and what resource type will be the best to help you meet your goal. You're going to decide if using print is best, maybe digital. Perhaps you need to interview someone. But you're going to start creating a list of all the possible resources that you have that you can use to help make your research the best and make sure that you have all the details that you want within your final project. Which leads us to big step three. You have to locate and access those resources. So you take that list that you've created where you've decided on what type of resource you would like to use, and now we start the process of actually finding those materials, locating those resources, possibly interviewing persons of interest that we want to use. This is where we get to do a lot of work in gathering our materials. Now that you put in all the work and getting all your materials, you need to move on to Big Six Step 4, which is use the information. Since you've gone through the process of gathering everything you need, now it's time to actually read those books. Listen to the possible podcasts or interviews. You need to go to the website to view them, start looking for information. Here you might do a lot of just skimming. You might just look through a book and look at the titles, the subtitles. You might check the glossary, the index, and get an idea if the book has what you need. You also need to start taking notes, extracting the information that you're going to use. Take notes and be sure to give credit to the source that provided the information to you. Remember, we do not want to plagiarize. Now that you've gathered all of your resources, you've read, skimmed, listened to everything that you have selected to help you do the research, now we need step 5. This is where we organize all the information from all the multiple places that we have found our resources, and now we have actually taken them to create a presentation. We're making some type of media, whether you are doing it written, whether you're doing an online project. This is where we take all those pieces and we put it together to make a finished product. So now that your product is complete, we have to do the last step of the Big Six, Step 6. That is the evaluation product. You need to take some time and go back and reflect on what you have made. Judge your product. Be very judgy here. Decide if the process you used worked or if it didn't work. If the materials you selected were good materials, or could maybe next time you can choose something that better suits your needs. Also, go back and look at the rubric that your teacher gave you and decide, did you meet all of the steps that your teacher required? So take this time to find out if you did everything that you were supposed to in this final last evaluation step. So now that we've covered all 6 steps of the Big Six process, I have made for you a handout so that you can keep it with you as you go through the process in case you forget one of the steps or you need to be reminded of what happens, say, in step 2. So be sure to keep this handout close to you to help you in those sticky times where you just can't remember what should happen next. So now that we've gone through the whole process, let's just take a moment and reflect on all the things that we covered. So, at this point, you should know what Big 6 research model is. Also, you have resources to help you throughout the process, and your resources can include the handout that I provided, and also there are links that I included in the introduction video that can also help you with the Big 6 research model. Next, you should know what to do if you get stuck. You can go back to the handout, you can go to the resources, but you can go back to the 4th grade team. You can come into the library. You have people that will help you, and you have links and materials that you can go back to in case you get stuck. Last, it is always best practice to check your work and make sure that you follow the directions that were outlined to you by your 4th grade teachers. Be sure to check the rubric and make sure that everything they are asking of you is included in your project. Remember, the whole 4th grade team, the library, and everyone here at Hoffman wants to make sure that you succeed. So, have fun choosing your topics, have fun digging into the research, and know we are here to help you.